you'd like to get started, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Eric Yallik, and I'm running for the 457th District Court, and I do ask you for your vote. There are two issues. One is a local and one is a national issue. The local issue in this race is efficiency of our civil docket in Montgomery County. We have a backlog that is enormous in this county. We currently have one full-time district court and another third of a full-time district court in this county. The legislature created the 457th District Court to be a civil district court. I've done civil litigation for almost 31 years. Now, I want to be very clear. We have got to move the civil docket in this county. When you delay justice, it not only costs you, the taxpayers, an enormous amount of money, but it also costs the litigants, especially business owners, enormous amounts of money. And we cannot tolerate that in a conservative community like Montgomery County. The second issue that I believe is a national issue, but as actually Jay Wright mentioned during his speech earlier tonight, it's one judge at a time. We've got to have judges who will follow the law. Now, sometimes following the law hurts. There's a lot of politics in every courtroom. You always see people you know, you always see people you like, you always see people you may not like so much. But as a judge, you've got to follow the law no matter how much it may hurt you to do that. Judges and courts are not there to act as super legislators. We don't need an Obergefell decision in Montgomery County. We don't need to legislate and create marriage that is between two men when we all know that that's not what marriage is. Same thing, we need to protect our rights under the Second Amendment and under the Constitution. That's what judges are for. Judges need to enforce the law.
Shot my 3-minute speech down to a 2-minute speech. Thanks.
Sorry.
Hello everybody, my name is Robert Kasperzak. My friends call me Bobby. You can also call me Bobby now. Throughout this campaign, we have all tried to explain to you our background and experience as lawyers and how that makes us the right fit for this job. I agree that it is an incredibly important criteria to evaluate a candidate's qualifications, but it is a threshold issue. The American Bar Association historically provides input to the President on federal judicial appointments. The very first thing they look at is whether the candidate has been practicing the particular type of law that the court is going to administer for a minimum of 12 years. That's because they've evaluated it, that it takes that long to acquire what they call a fundamental understanding of the law. Any seasoned civil attorney will tell you that years of family law or criminal law practice do not provide you with any real understanding of the vast expanse that is civil law. Surprise, surprise, this court will hear all civil cases. In my 15-year career, all in civil law, I've dealt with issues ranging from evictions, car accidents, insurance claims, business contracts, products liability, fraud, collections, enforcing judgments, securities, intellectual property, construction defect, wrongful death, county and city development, trespass, sales, shareholder derivative suits, those are fun, and land disputes. I've been called upon to understand the laws of other nations in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. I've litigated or otherwise been actively engaged with the laws of California, Virginia, New York, Ohio, Kentucky, Texas, and federal laws. I have the broadest scope of civil litigation engagements amongst my opponents by far, and several of them have been practicing for twice as long as me. But that's part of my story. I'm a student of the Constitution, I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative, though I don't wear my politics or my religion on my sleeve. I hold myself to high ethical and moral standards. I'm passionate about this job. I respect and honor it, and I hope I can earn your vote on March 3rd and prove you right every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, East Montgomery County. My name is Vince Santini, and I'm running for the 457th District Court. And when I think of East Montgomery County, because I've worked out here a lot, I've done a lot of good for this community in my career. I think of what Crystal said, Crystal Moore, the president of the East Montgomery County Republican Women's, and what y'all look for in your elected officials. And Crystal said y'all look for someone who's genuine, someone with a servant's heart, that has integrity, that does the right thing, like come and set up tables without being asked. That's what y'all look for. Good, God-fearing Christian conservatives that follow the Constitution. Now, I'm not going to listen to some federal case bureaucracy telling us what our courts are about, how many years. Here's what the Constitution says are the qualifications for this court, and I'm going to follow the Constitution as a judge. U.S. citizen, a resident of Montgomery County for 2 years, Texas law license for 4 years of practice. I've dedicated my entire career to serving Montgomery County, and I've tried cases here, capital murders. I've got murderers off of East Montgomery County streets, off of 59, off the feeder road when the dead body was found in the car. I've prosecuted arson cases and murder cases in Patton Village. I've gotten 12,000 grams of pure drug cartel dope with Constable Rodney Hayden's help off of Highway 59. I've served in my professional life and my private life. I teach marriage classes, CCE classes. We're sponsoring couple for newly engaged couples in the Catholic Church. I'm pro-life, pro-Second Amendment. I've started the first of its kind Catholic security ministry where we arm and prevent active shooters. And this type of service, my time is up. Thank you so much. I respect y'all's time. Vince Santini.
And just real quick, for y'all in the back, can y'all just make sure you keep it down? There are a couple people seated in the back that are hearing y'all just as much as them, so keep it down, guys.
Hi y'all, I'm Bruce Tuff. I'd be honored to serve as your judge for the 457th District Court. I want to thank the East Montgomery County Republican Women for this, the first forum. This is amazing. We've been going through a lot of forums. This one's wonderful. I want to honor Dr. Wally's service. Thank you, Wally Wilkerson. Thank you for your service. Also honor and thank Ed Reinhardt. What a great commissioner. What a wonderful time I had working with him. It's just been amazing. So thank you, Ed. Thank you. I had an opportunity when I was president of the Woodlands Community Association. We were a little homeowners association. We worked on projects and Ed was commissioner. And so appreciate your leadership and guidance. And I remember when Rodney Hayden was elected. In fact, I think we were on a helicopter after Hurricane Ike, but you did great things in Precinct 4, really wonderful things. Thank you for your service. About me, I'm married to Diana. Diana was asking what I was doing at night, so I said, hey, come along and join the forum, so she's here. I have 4 daughters, Madison, Tara, Abby, and Sydney. Sydney's still at home. I've served as the chairman of the Woodlands Community, Woodlands Township. I've served as a CISD trustee for Conroe Independent School District, president of the Woodlands Fire Department. All those positions were voluntary positions, but my experience as a civil trial litigation attorney, I've been doing, I think I've had 600 cases since 1992. I've been appointed as a guardian of the estate by Claudia Laird. I've been appointed as receiver by Patrice McDonald. Fred Edwards appointed me as a mediator for the windstorm cases. These are judges in Montgomery County that have appointed me to represent them and serve. So I had the confidence of those judges. I've also served as an ad litem in tax cases. So I have the experience and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Chris Buck, and I'm also asking for your vote for the 457th. I think it might be a good idea that we actually talk about what's going on in the 457 and what the 457th is about. It is a civil court. It is not criminal. It's not family. The type of cases that our civil courts in this county here are car accident, personal injury cases, contract disputes, debt collection issues. Those are the types of cases that this court will hear. I have over 10 years of litigation experience, mostly civil and also recently a lot of family as well. But I'm in the courthouse on a daily basis. Being in the courthouse regularly, I get to see what some of the best courts and the most efficient courts look like. And if I'm elected in this position, I'll be able to take this bench and be efficient right away. But at the same time, you have to understand, and efficiency is an important part in taxpayer dollars, and being efficient with taxpayer dollars is really important. But you also have to understand that on the other side of every single one of those cause numbers is an individual citizen whose life is wrapped up in conflict. And that's what litigation in civil court is. Individuals are looking for a way to resolve a conflict. And I find it, in my 10 years of practice in conflict, I've had the opportunity to resolve or be alongside over hundreds of clients that have resolved conflict. And when you get them through conflict and you're able to get a resolution to their case, you're able to see a weight lifted off of their shoulders and the benefit that relief gives them. Their entire body language changes. They're able to move on with their life or their business, something that was very, very important to them. And being a part of that process is really rewarding. Now, as a judge, instead of doing that at 50 or 60 or 70 cases a year, you're going to be able to do that at hundreds or even 1,000 cases a year. And so, for that reason, that's being a part of that process and serving in that way to citizens is why I would like to be a judge. And it's Chris Buck for the 457th. Thank you.
So you'll have 1 minute to answer those. Good luck. How many cases have you tried before a court, district or federal, and what was your success rate?
I can't tell you how many. Bench trials is in the hundreds now between civil and family. Jury trials are probably about half a dozen now. I've been either first or second chair on. Success rate, I couldn't tell you. I don't keep score. It's about getting the effort, getting everything you can do for the client to get them a resolution to their conflict. And ultimately, the judge has to be that kind of calm, confident demeanor that helps the parties get to the place where they can resolve conflict. And so that would be my goal for this court, and it's Chris Buck for the 457th.
Okay, I've been practicing law for 39 years as a civil trial attorney. Jury trials, they're probably close to 100, maybe between 50 and 100. Total trials, they're probably 200. I always say to a judge, I said, when you see me in the courtroom, something's wrong, because I try to resolve the conflict through either mediation or resolution. But my experience is vast. I started out, actually I tried my first case as a speeding ticket case, and I took the bar exam in February, and I was actually licensed before I got I graduated from law school, so that was my first trial. And so 39 years of trial experience, it's been vast and extensive. Thank you.
So this is what's referred to as a trial court, the 457th. Trials are extremely important. I was the #1 ranked trial attorney at the #1 ranked trial school in the nation, South Texas College of Law. I was hired by Brett Ligon and I was handling the most serious cases affecting Montgomery County. Capital murders, sexual assaults against children. I was prosecutor of the year in 2015 for crimes against children. I've participated in about 75 trials. That's with bench trials and jury trials. And I practiced in front of Commissioner Metz, who was Judge Metz. And he's seen how I've handled cases in our community. And Judge Metz, Commissioner Metz, has endorsed me in this race for the 457th District Court because I have those things, the integrity, I have the track record in our county, and I work civil litigation full-time. So I take cases from the beginning and work them all the way up. Thank you very much. Vince Santini for the 457th District Court.
I'll add to the end of Vince's that none of those were in civil court, they were all criminal. I'm such a good lawyer, I don't have to try cases. I get out of cases before they go to trial. Civil law is predominantly fought over money. 97 to 98% of civil cases are going to settle before a trial. So it's not unusual not to try cases. We're making a big deal of something. Litigation is what happens from the day the case is filed until the case is disposed of, whether it's settled, whether there's some dispositive motion that's filed, or whether it goes to trial. Trial is really nothing more than a longer hearing. So I've conducted hundreds of hearings across multiple jurisdictions. I'm not worried about trials at all. Think about it this way. How many NFL Hall of Fame players are officials? None. Judges are officials, not players. Thank you.
To answer your question, I've tried over 200 jury trials. I've tried over 1,000 bench trials. As far as success rate, that's a pretty complex question, and let me give you an example why. I remember trying a case in Travis County in Austin, one of my least favorite places on earth. And in that case, my client's position was that they owed an insurance company $4,640. So we went all the way to a jury trial. The insurance company wouldn't settle with us. They wanted, I think, over $30,000 in unpaid premiums. And the jury came back and they awarded a verdict against my client of $4,640. Now, was that a loss? I don't really think so. In civil cases, they tend to be complex cases. There are results that sometimes look like a loss that may actually be a win. And there's sometimes, quite frankly, cases that look like a win and they end up being a loss. Civil trials are complex, and that's why you need an experienced judge to be on the bench. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, can I have the precinct 4 constable candidates come up, please?